For today's cup of coffee with Scream.
Cup of coffee.
Scream.
Ah! Ah! Oh, mercury's and fucking mayonnaise.
Oh, it is. It really, really is.
Mayonnaise.
That's just like, it was, a pleasant day here, weather-wise. And the electric goes out. And that was about 11 o'clock this morning. We're recording this on August the 6th, 2024 at 9:10 p.m.
Robert, you tweeted, what is y'all's stories with Mercury and retrograde this time? We got some stories.
Yes. Well, you can go on X and share your story with him. I'm sure he would find it
You
most
never
amusing.
did tell me your story.
No, I did, and I'll tell that later. It was just that I have a long history of making just randomness that did not work well for me. I don't know whether mercury and mayonnaise had anything to do with that, or if it's just that just not quite right. The lesson learned, I don't know shit about shit. That's it.
Let me tell you. I had to adult these 2 days. And yep. I'm learning as I'm going, but this shit...
Sweetheart, that's how all of us did.
I put $225 into my account. $78 were immediately taken out of my account without me knowing. The other 100 and some I spent. I am out $78 now because I clicked cancel on a subscription, a yearly subscription of $78.99, and it did not go through. So what did I do? I immediately went to the bank, canceled my card. At first, I was trying to call Apple when I got back home, trying to figure this shit out. I ended up clicking on a fucking scam number and got...
You told that yesterday, didn't you?
I don't know.
I think you did.
Either way, I will say it bears repeating. This man says that I have a charge of $1,000 onto my account, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I don't have that. That is not even remote. I have never, in my whole life, even when working, I have never had $1,000 or over in my account.
Because he's Pisces and he's got a lot of Aries in his chart.
Yeah. And a lot of Leo.
Impulse
I like
buying.
nice things.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I ended up with a Juicy Couture bag. Either way. So I nearly got scammed and hacked with that number originally. Called up the actual... As soon as I figured out, oh shit. Because they hung up on me. That's when I was like, oh, okay. Called Apple. The kind lady there, she was also Indian, but at least I could understand her because she was real sweet.
Right.
And kind. She helped me figure the shit out. It's still not in my account today, and I just had to go get my bank card, and the lady was like, I'm pretty sure I shredded your card, your other card.
Well, you should.
She did not. It was in my wallet because she handed it back to me.
Okay. Well, at least you know.
So now I gotta wait the whole week up until Friday.
Well, you don't. You actually can call them tomorrow and say, how does this work? Because we weren't sure how exactly that worked.
Either way, more than likely, I'm going to have to file an affidavit.
And it's not hard. I've had to do it before. It's not hard.
Mercury and fucking mayonnaise.
Well, that was, like I said, the electric went out around 11 o'clock here. and it's like, okay, well, we'll go out and do different tasks and stuff like that. And then I would get, because our cell phones don't work. And I looked as far as cell signal boosters. Mm-hmm. My God, they're like 500 and up.
It's not like it would have worked. We went out of town where we usually get good signal.
Yes, and that the cell phone signal, the town over, wasn't working properly.
No, even
it was
in town.
Just really strange. And it's like, So the only thing as far as the electric would be on for a while and then would go back off. I was able to go to the AEP website and they were like, oh, it was a equipment malfunction or something like that.
So more than likely
What does that mean?
a transformer blew up.
Or it could be the squirrels get in them.
How did they
Somebody
get into the
had told me.
transformer? How does a squirrel get into a transformer?
They go across the line and they hit it.
Oh.
And it kind of fries them. Yeah, somebody actually that knew about this stuff told me that happens quite often.
Mm.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Yeah. So, it wasn't bad. It wasn't off for like days.
No.
Now, in the winter, sometimes we have had that happen. That's not fun. That's
No.
why you have to have alternative heating sources.
Yeah.
And with the prepping and all this stuff. And, yeah, it was a day.
2 days.
But we went 2 days for kid. But we got some things done. And, it's been frustrating. It's mercury and mayonnaise. It really is. I try to warn people. I do try to warn them. And this stuff happens and they act surprised. Somebody that did get a surprise. Somebody that did get a surprise is our story today. Because I've been having problems finding news articles because everything is about the current whatever bullshit that they're trying to, the agenda and the propaganda and all that stuff.
Distraction techniques. Okay.
It is. But this one, so that's the reason we're just sort of talking amongst ourselves recently. This comes from Daily Mail and is by John Ely, he's Deputy Health Editor. Punctuation matters. Punctuation matters. John Ely. And this was August the 6th of 2024. And the gentleman that we are looking at here on the screen, his name is Ryan Briggs, and he's from Blackburn, Lancashire. Lancashire. You Brits.
Loves it.
Oh, you people. And what had happened, he's 27 years old, but he decided that because he had a couple of gray hairs, he needed to have his hair dyed. And so it was one of those, tell them how you're supposed to do when you're dyeing hair. He's schooled in this.
Yeah, just don't got my license in it. When dyeing hair, when applying hair, to make sure the person does not have an allergic reaction of any sort, which includes the ballooning of a head, you have to do a patch test, which means you get a strand of hair and then you put color on said strand of hair. And when we say a strand, it's usually like a small sliver of hair. You put that on the head. And then you wait about 10 minutes. If they do not have any reaction over 10 minutes or more, it should be fine. If there is no irritation to the skin, if there is no redness to the skin and swelling, they're going to be fine. Whoever did this person's hair did not, obviously.
His mama had bought him some box dye.
You did not tell me that earlier.
Kid hates box dye. Really does.
Let me tell you why. Actually, you want to tell the story, or do you want me to go on a rant about box dye?
I can show. This is why you don't use box dye.
Hence the ballooning of a head. Somebody needs to tie a string to that man before it floats off his neck.
And he does look like that character Megamind.
God! He just needs to be blue and shaved bald.
Yeah. And the thing is, it got
Big brain.
worse.
Big brain. That's why I'm fine with my small, smooth brain gang.
Anytime that there's extreme swelling like that, that's obviously a severe allergic reaction.
Yeah,
Now,
hence-
I don't know what they tell people over in the UK, but over here they tell you to go to the ER, and usually they give you some kind of steroid or whatever. One of the things that is common for an allergic reaction is Benadryl. No, we're not telling anybody you go to the ER to see a medical professional.
Yeah, but Benadryl helps with a lot of things.
It does. It does. And then you had the Megamind look here, which was hilarious. At least dude had a good sense of humor about it. And then it went worse to where you can see this, where his whole face is just, it's pitiful. That's pitiful. And the thing is that he had actually gone to a hospital and they told him to go home. And I have heard some horror stories from as far as medical care in the UK. I guess that may vary from place to place. I don't know. But, you know, it was one of those, they finally took him back and somebody did see him, or he went back the next day. And they had to monitor him for 13 hours. Well, no shit.
To make sure he does not go into anaphylactic shock.
Absolutely. And that was one of the things that if the swelling had continued, it could have gone on, especially if it had gotten around his neck or his throat or something.
Yeah. It could have easily gone south.
Which is why I don't understand.
Don't use box dye.
Why they didn't deal with this to begin with. I mean, it's just incredible. This actually could have killed this man.
Yeah.
And bless his heart, I wish they had in this first picture, before his head ballooned out, you can see the irritant and the rash there along the hairline.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
henceforth.
Yeah, the box eyes.
Patch test.
Yeah.
Always patch test.
Yes. And it's just like, as far as the henna tattoos, you can get some little kits that has henna and stuff like that. And this was many years ago, and they were warning people, do not get, it's like a black henna. Henna is a plant, and it's got this nice rust color. It's beautiful. But the black henna, as some people were calling it, it was hair dye.
It's chemical. Yeah, it's
and was
chemicals.
causing some severe allergic reactions and chemical burns on some people.
Well, the thing is, even if the color is like greenish rust, don't use it. If it comes in just pre-liquid in those tubes, most of the time it's just chemicals. It's not actual henna.
Yeah. Well, the kind that I used, we sold at the health food store.
The stuff that y'all had at the health food store was actual henna.
Yeah, you mixed it up yourself. I mean, you know, it just had the powdered plant.
There you go. You had to mix it up yourself.
Yeah.
That's actual henna.
Yeah.
I watched someone just put black henna on their face.
Oh, no. Why?
And before that, they stitched another girl it was the henna that was already pre-made in a tube, and it was green, and they put it all over her face. Her eyes were so red because she put it on her eyes, on her lips, on her cheeks. Both girls did. Her eyes were so red, and she was like tears.
Yes.
It's like, that is toxic.
Yes. And you're not supposed to, anything like that, you don't get up near your eyes anyhow.
No.
Even as far as what is approved eye makeup, some of us are highly allergic to that shit. It's like Kid and I were talking about mascaras.
Patch test.
Yeah, basically, as far as he was explaining, some of them have like fibers.
Yes, some of them it's like a tubing mascara, which basically means it makes a tube on your eye once you apply it. There is another that once you apply it, it's like little fibers, and so that can be extending or whatever, or like give the illusion of fullness. And then there's just the typical wax thing that gives a tint and some density to the eye.
Mm-hmm. I have to use that hypoallergenic stuff, and even then, some of that will irritate my eyes, and I look like I've been on a 7-day drunk.
Well, that also has to do with brushes and brush hygiene.
This is stuff, it don't matter. I don't wear it. I stopped wearing all the stuff years ago because I've got to the age, don't give a fuck.
That's how you get a sty. It's by not washing your brushes.
I don't, like I said, I don't.
It's staph infection.
Look, now back in the day, I did use makeup every day.
You did.
I went through that phase. I'm out of that phase.
Question, did y'all have brushes?
Yes,
like actual brushes and not just the little thing with the sponge on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Believe it or not, mascara has been basically the same type of little applicator brush.
I was talking about eyeshadow and stuff like that.
Oh, well, just the little spongy things was usually what we had.
Okay.
And the styes are usually caused by bacteria. It's from touching your eyes after you've touched a contaminated surface and not washed your hands.
Yeah.
Don't touch your face.
But people have gotten styes by not washing their eyeshadow brushes, stuff like that.
It's because you've got some of these people that are nasty. I mean, you've got some nasty people out there. So they don't know.
Trust and believe, working in the beauty industry, you find that out real quick.
I don't.
You find that out real fast.
I don't want to even, but God love him.
Wash your fucking feet and hands.
And your ass.
Everything.
Your ass. Occasionally.
You cannot do a shower that is just PTA.
Oh, good God. But bless his heart. Poor little dude.
God love him.
At least he was a good sport about it.
Yeah.
I guess he's like, hell, might as well laugh about it. And this is a cautionary tale for others.
There's a reason why you don't use box dye. It contains...
Go to a professional.
It contains what is called metallic dyes. And those metallic dyes are very... Box dyes are not... Originally, box dyes were made for men. And that was just a quick way for them to get the gray out of their hair rather than going to an actual salon, because a lot of them were flat out ashamed to go to an actual salon and get their hair dyed. I'm not going to get into that.
Gray hair on men is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
to give the appearance of youth.
I would rather have the appearance of wisdom. Yeah.
In a nutshell, metallic dyes are very caustic, and there's a lot of other chemicals in box dyes that are toxic to a person's skin. That is why you go either to Sally's, find the actual color. Don't use box dye. Sally's actually, it's that tube of color that you have to mix yourself. Yeah.
What is that liquid that you mix it with? What is it called?
Certain dyes don't need it, but it is called Developer, which is basically just a glorified version of hydrogen peroxide.
Oh, okay. I learned my lesson. I used the box dye the one time. You didn't
have an allergic reaction, though.
No.
Your head didn't balloon up.
No. No, but when I took the towel off my head, it was one of those... I did one of those Jerry Clower. Wow! Because I truly did. Wow! It looked like the bastard child of Johnny Cash and Elvira. It truly did.
That's because you used, what was it?
I didn't even use it. Raven black? It was not black, number one. It really wasn't. It was like a dark brown or something like that.
Well, that's the other thing with box dyes. Yeah. You honestly don't know what color you're actually getting. Well, versus getting just a tube of color and mixing it up and putting it on your head. You at least know what you're getting because you see the strand test first on the display.
Yeah, well, I just got the salt and pepper and that's about it. And I've earned every damn one of them. So I stopped coloring the stuff years ago.
This is why you patch test. This is why you patch test.
This is why you patch test. Don't end up like this poor man. I'm glad he lived.
I am too. May this be a cautionary tale of y'all who use box dye.
And I don't know, maybe Benadryl is not available in the UK. We don't know.
I really don't
Basically
know.
what it is, it's diphenhydramine is the chemical name for it.
Yeah.
And it is an antihistamine. So, and it's like, I've learned a lot of these things over the years, and as far as I have pharmacist friend who he tolerates me well. So I can call him and it's like, hey, I'm going to take this.
See, at first I was thinking, oh, he went to a salon and got this by the way that you were talking. And it's like, and that happened. They were supposed to do a patch test. All hairstylists are supposed to do a patch test.
They don't.
They should.
I know they should, but they don't always.
When you said box dye, that gave me whiplash.
That's the reason
That's
I didn't tell you beforehand. I wanted that spontaneous reaction. And I was not disappointed. God love him. Oh,
and also, y'all may be like, okay, splat is fine. No, it's not. That shit never comes out, and it will stain your sheets. It will stain your towels. Everything.
Any of the funky colors and stuff like that, especially the reds or anything like that, it's just ruined.
At that point, if you have red hair and you just freshly dyed it red, you use a red pillowcase.
Or black.
Red or black.
Yeah.
Any of the vivid colors, use some sort of dark colored bed sheet, pillowcase, blanket, towel, whatever.
It's got to get on their skin.
Yeah.
It's got to get on their skin.
By the way, speaking of getting on the skin, you know that hair dye technique that your stylist showed you? Or whatever, where you take a little bit of the color and then you rub it on the skin to make sure that it gets off and all that? She lied. She lied real fast.
That doesn't
I did that to one of Dad's girlfriend's friends. It looked like Eliza Day after she got hit with the rock.
Oh, no.
It was not a cute look. And I'm panicking because I'm like, you look like you got hit by a train.
Well, honestly, it did work. I mean, when she would do that and it reactivate the dye or whatever, and it did take it off of my skin. It honestly did. But it was a relatively normal color. It wasn't a...
It wasn't a burgundy.
No, it was a dark brown, black, whatever. Kid used to put black on mine. You couldn't tell any difference.
No, because your hair is already so close to... It is black.
Yeah.
So it's like, let me do just some chartreuse streaks in it. There you go. Oh, spike up.
I think that it's a shame that those of us, when we start getting the gray, white, that can't... I would love to be able to have highlights. But you can't. You have to bleach it.
Yeah.
And then color it.
Well, that's because it makes it more porous. And so when it's more porous, it sucks that dye in and locks it in a way too. Gray hair is just a bitch to cover anyway. It really is. We have no idea why. But it's just a bitch. Along with red hair, like natural red hair, it's a bitch to color.
It doesn't take color?
It doesn't take color well.
Huh. That's interesting.
Only certain dyes will cover it.
That's most interesting. See, he knows stuff. Kid knows stuff.
That's why I like Ion, because Ion, this is not sponsored, this is just what I've used. Ion, I've always had really good experiences with it covering gray hair.
Yeah, that's usually what I would use back in the day.
Or something else.
Yeah.
I've used, oh God, Joico. Joico has brilliant Vivids. Love their Vivids. Haven't used any of their natural colors. Haven't used it on gray hair though, or red. But I will say with Joico's Cobalt Blue, you will think all of the color is going to be coming out of your head. There will not be a single drop of blue left in your hair when you are washing that color out, because it just goes.
Does it? So it doesn't
right into
last,
the drain.
It doesn't last after you wash it?
Oh, no, it lasts really well.
Does it?
It's the one blue
It's
that I
just
found
highly
that does not turn
pigmented.
green,
Okay.
that does not do any funky shit.
Right.
The bleeding is what is the issue. It just bleeds out like hell.
Right. It's just not worth it to me anymore on any of
And
that
I really
stuff.
love that cobalt blue.
Yeah.
And I think they discontinued it because that was one of the main issues with it.
Right.
So I don't know if it's been re-released with a new formula or whatever, but
It's been a while since you've been out of that field, hadn't it?
yeah, I don't have access to professional products anymore, so no more Joico.
No, but you still have the skills. You still have the skills.
Dad's
Final-
girlfriend thinks I need to go back into beauty school.
Yeah. That's, it's something you can pray about and find out what happens. Final thoughts on Megamind?
Patch test. Don't use box dye unless you've even with the people that have used it and been like, oh, I haven't had any allergic reactions. You don't know what will happen in the future.
No, you don't.
Bodies change.
Your body chemistry certainly can change over the years.
Don't use box dye.
So, if you...
And metallic dyes. You can't put heat on it either. It will absolutely ruin your hair if you put heat on those metallic dyes.
Really? What does it do? Does it just fry your hair?
Yeah, it fries it.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
The amount of heat damage.
Heat, metal. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Also, some of those, do not use a flat iron that has titanium in it. Make sure it is ceramic. Ceramic is much more gentle on the hair.
Oh, make sure that you never use that stuff on your eyes, like eyebrows or anything like that. I know there for a while that there were people that were trying to dye their eyebrows with some of that stuff and getting some severe problems.
You can do that with ion.
Yeah.
With actual, like, professional quality products, people are going to be like, oh, but the stuff at Sally's, no, it's not professional quality. No. Professionals use that stuff all the time.
Sure.
I will not recommend Manic Panic's blues or anything like that because they do turn green. But even professionals use Manic Panic. So
I've gotten to his realm, and I appreciate.
It's been a while since I've been in this realm.
I appreciate your expertise.
I forgot I need to cut your hair today.
It's okay. It'll wait. I've got hats. I have lots of hats.
Can we cut your hair in the morning?
Probably not, because we got to take oldest kid for his procedure. So it ain't gonna
I actually
hurt
got
nothing.
excited for this topic.
Oh, see, I thought you would like this one. If you've had experiences with
Do you want balloon head?
with paranormal, supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, tinfoil hats, if you too have been a Megamind or want to share the Mercury and mayonnaise stories, you can go ahead and put that in the comment section.
That was Dude's Mercury and Mayonnaise.
Yeah. I will put the link to this in the description box.
Yeah, if you like this video, comment, like, share, but most of all, subscribe. Check her out on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Werlanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, Werlanda, COCWS.
Yeah. And I think I need to start posting either the Rumble or the BitChute link instead of just the YouTube link over there on X.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's some legal things that's been going on with YouTube and the Google.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting. There's some legal action going on there.
See, I have no idea what's going on there.
Well, I think X has become the number 1 or number 3 news source in the world. So that's pretty cool. If you're a news hound, like some of us are.
TikTok is probably number 1 because it's the most used app at the moment.
Yeah, but I don't know that it's accurate. I mean, not like, at least X does have the community notes things that somebody's like, hey, no, this ain't what's being posted. They're working on it. It is still a work in progress, but it's a whole hell of a lot better than it was.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, know that you are loved. Treat other people the way that you would like to be treated. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Don't use box dye. Oh, that makes my hair hurt. My fake hair is in the trash and it makes it hurt.
Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.